What are you all gonna do?
Interesting way to treat the dead.
It's one way to clean it, but it almost feels wrong.
It's because it is, Agaman.
Well, we're alive. Let's go.
I agree. The faster that we get out of here, the better.
Also, don't forget that Finavir currently can't move more than 10 feet around without suffering pain.
Yep.
All right,
Can't we?
come on, Fenivir, let's get a move on. We got a time table.
Yeah, no, I'm going to move as fast as I can.
Can't we like help him?
It won't make you move any faster, but you can help him.
Yeah, doesn't
so
it
that
negate
Khaleesi's
the
not-
damage?
It does negate the damage. You are just moving at essentially a quarter speed.
I'm gonna turn
Agaman.
toward your friend. Hey, Micah.
Yeah,
Looks like we got you out as promised.
you aren't like more slavers, are you?
Yes, I need you to. Fuck, what do slaves do? Fenivir, what do slaves do? Your family does that, right?
No, we do not.
I feel like you just lied to me.
I can assure you, I did not lie. We do
Carry
not have
this,
slaves.
and I reach into my pockets. As your master, you need to carry this, 1 day's worth of rations.
You put the rations.
Yeah, I just give him the rations.
You hand him the rations. He's holding it, and then you hear "Ka!" and you see a flash of feathers. The rations are gone, but there is now a familiar griffin child and a meow.
But you two are alright. I mean, we're right there for a bit.
You hear the sound of like the same sound that a cat would make if it was like spitting up a hairball, but much louder and much larger.
Oh god.
And you just see a leather pauldron come out of the bird's mouth.
I'm just gonna scoot it with my foot over towards the bodies, so it looks like it was theirs.
Finavir and Stygian would recognize the emblem on the shoulder pad.
Oh, what is it?
It is a it is the emblem for the LaRue family. It is the LaRue family emblem of the Reichschreiters. I believe that's a spider, but I can't remember off the top of my head. I believe it is a
I thought for a second that you saw a spider in real life, and I was like, wow, you're very calm for you seeing a spider.
Let's not even attempt it. I'm pretty sure it's a spider. I'm pretty sure it is a artistically drawn spider.
I mean,
I look at the pauldron and look to Finavir.
that
Would you like to tell the class?
Wait, Kay, I'm sorry. What's Kay, what is it?
It is a shoulder pauldron.
Okay. What do you speak as if I know why your pet has that.
And what would that be?
Don't play coy, Stygian. I know that you know what that is just as well as you know what I know what that is.
Are you gonna tell any of us as to why your family's spying on us.
You know, I would love to give you an answer, but I don't actually know myself.
Well, luckily they performed up to their reputation, and I just kicked the pauldron.
You kick the pauldron, it bounces a little bit. You notice the underside of it is extremely scorched.
Mm-hmm. I'm also looking over my griffin and the cat because I understand what happens when they die.
Well, fun. You would know that that is not the LaRue way.
Hmm.
That is Sigavolt's way. And that is how his men go. The LaRues are subtler.
Very interesting.
But there is, yeah, you can tell the shoulder pauldron's pretty scorched on the bottom side, though the griffin does not appear to have any kind of like wounds on it.
Are you alright? Is your child alright? I'm looking at the kitten.
Kind of like it just starts posturing. Sprite, with your ability to understand creatures and the connection that you have formed with this griffin with some very nice rolls over the past few sessions,
Oh my god, I just
the
opened
griffin.
I just opened my character sheet and I forgot I had 2 hit points.
Yes. The griffin seems to almost be posturing right now, like it's it seems to understand what's going on around it, but like it's trying to get across an idea of some kind, but you're not sure what it is.
What are you trying to say? It's trying to say something.
What's its posture like?
Inquisitive, and the way that it's pecking at the pauldron, the way that it's kind of like reacting to the things you say, it's almost like it's trying to say more. Like it's trying to show you all something else.
Is the person who had this pauldron dead?
Stygian and Sprite, make an insight check. Sprite, yours can actually be survival. Yeah, survival.
They're the same for me. Oops, my senses is a private GM. That's whatever. It was bad.
Okay, I have the power to reveal the bad roll to everyone.
Oh, right, I could also do that myself.
With a 19, do you think the answer to that question is a maybe? You're not sure, Sprite.
Suppose we should take the pauldron then.
Would
Micah
we
is
want
like
to keep?
staring at awe at the griffin right now.
Would we want to keep something like that on us?
Yeah. I think I would. Hey, Mike, here's some dry fish. You can feed the griffin.
As you reach out with the dried fish, you see Micah looks around for a second, looks at Sprite, and he goes, Um, Miss Pixie, Mr. Pixie, what was your
Yeah.
name again?
Sprite.
And you're not a familiar. You said you were, but you're not. Too much actual energy. Sorry. Do you happen to have anything from the Fae on you? Anything blessed with a little bit of Fae magic? I'll give it right back.
Do I have anything that's blessed with it?
Do you have a spell focus or a pouch?
I think I have a pouch. I do. I have a pouch.
I mean,
Could
technically
I?
your bow. Is your bow something, or do you have anything you've shrunk?
That's what I was about to say. Could I shrink something? I could shrink a bedroll.
He walks over and he actually grabs one of the large clubs from the uh Fomorian and drags it over.
Sprinkle a bit of my pixie dust.
As you go through the process of that, and it shrinks down. It shrinks the size. I think it shrinks the size category, since it was huge. No, it shrinks too, I think, because regular things shrink down to your size, correct?
Yeah, I believe so.
And you're tiny, right?
How does it say?
Yeah, it would be 2 because if you bring something medium to tiny,
You
that's
can
2
use
size.
an action to shrink an item you touch down to an appropriate size for you.
Okay. So it's essentially like a wand in any normal sized person's hand. A little bit larger than that for him, as he is only about 5 feet tall. Micah takes it though, and as he does, let me see if this. Um, okay. He just offers. He motions to everyone that is injured to stand within 5 feet of him.
Hageman steps forward.
Standing.
He actually goes and stands over by Finavir when he says that. Okay, let's see. For anyone that will understand this, for the next minute, anyone who stands there will get a total of. Ooh. Right. 17 HP to everybody. As you watch, he begins to draw this little bit of energy from the air using that now slightly fey touched wand, essentially. And you see a small little, like, crystalline butterfly appears. And each time this butterfly, like, circles and passes through you, you feel it soothe your wounds.
Do I recognize this type of magic?
Yeah, it is a spell available to you, actually. It is
it's a
Healing Spirit. Mm-hmm.
Should have recognized it. Are we sure we have to give him back, or do you think we can keep him?
Keep who?
Keeping someone against their will is wrong?
I mean, it
Pat
looks.
Micah on the head. Pat pat.
Did you touch the cat?
I said pat Micah on the head.
Oh, I was like, oh, I see. Sorry, Sprite.
It's probably best to not talk about keeping someone or ownership of someone who's just left
It
prison.
was a joke.
I mean, you can keep me if you want. I don't really mind. I'm kidding. I want to go home, but like, I'm good, y'all. I'm like, I'm small. I'm small, but I'm not like young.
How
And I've
old
only
are
been
you?
in there a little while.
Weren't you here with someone?
Yeah. She's on her way, though.
Then
She's
I s-
probably 17, yeah.
We should probably catch up with her then, shouldn't we?
That sounds really nice.
Hold on.
Yeah.
How old are you?
He shrugs.
Well,
Squint.
we've been tasked with taking you home. So
Oh.
don't worry about the Sphinx slavers.
Does he look human?
Hmm?
Does
He looks human, but he also doesn't look human.
Bro, he's just short. Chill. You're gonna hurt his feelings.
There's something different about him. Like he's human. He looks human for all intents and purposes. The things that are different is he has a silver ring around his eye. And there are like faint, almost like a tattoo-like designs across at random areas of the body that are also this this really lightly tinted silver. Outside of the fact that this is also someone who said he could see things about you that should not be seeable. Like the fact that the cat has a piece of the moon in him.
Yeah, that is a thing I
Or Micah
would
hates.
have to ask about, Rita.
So,
I mean, if you guys have any questions, a few of you look real confused.
We might want to begin making our way before we want to divulge information like that.
Yes, it would be our best to leave this place post haste.
How do we get out of here?
I was hoping you knew.
Oh, I'm just messing with you. Yeah, they told me. They did say there was one rule: your name has been spread, and if you talk to anyone that is not in a guard's uniform or that does not speak to you first, you'll be immediately arrested.
Oh, that's fine. The only person left here that I want to talk to would be the matron's daughter. But that'll be for a later time.
Do you really think you should make more jokes like that? Did it really go so well last time?
Something says he's not joking about that one.
I really don't want to be lectured on consequences by you right now, Finavir.
Well, someone woke up on the wrong side of the bed.
Right, we can walk and argue at the same time.
Is my major wound like healed? I'm not gonna take damage if I move.
No, that one doesn't go away until you take a long rest.
No.
Or a greater restoration is cast on you, or stronger.
So
So you are going to be walking at a quarter pace, essentially, until you are healed.
yeah, I'll just.
Are you able to shrink people?
No, just
No.
objects.
Mm.
Actually, if I sprinkle this on you, you might be able to fly.
You have to believe.
You've got it, Finnebeer. There's the spirit. Everybody clap if you believe.
Anyways,
Although if I wanted to, I
My
could always sprinkle this on your armor and watch it choke you out.
my 5 points of lay on hands wouldn't be able to help him, would it?
No.
Didn't think so.
It's fine. I am fine. I just need to take it slow.
mhm.
Here, I'll be willing to help you move forward,
I
and I'll
appreciate
assist
it.
Finn if you're walking.
All right. So you are led by Micah up through a set of tunnels that essentially come out to an area that you walked past when you were going to the alchemist store.
We have no reason to stop
Uh,
there.
Is it
Do we
still
have-
closed?
Yes.
I have a feeling.
Had loose lips Agamen.
What if they left some sort of message for us?
I don't think that was their priority.
I really doubt that.
Pass any guards on the way out?
You do see a couple guards are sort of just behind you at a mid distance, just kind of keeping an eye on you as you leave.
Just some lazy soaring along.
Did everyone enjoy their trip here?
Oh yeah, made plenty of friends.
It was quite wonderful, but I don't think I'll be coming back anytime soon.
We're not allowed to come back, remember?
That was the joke that I was. Right.
Yeah, that may be the case, Agamen, but I will be back. And I say it loud enough for the guards to hear.
Didn't you just talk to me about loose lips?
We're leaving, aren't we?
And
No.
not coming back.
One of the
Besides,
guards looks up at you, looks at your group, and you see them like get a far away look for a second and then continue to follow you.
but wouldn't it be fun if they followed us outside of the jurisdiction?
No, because I don't want anything sent after us.
That or I wouldn't see much of a problem even if they did. We wouldn't do anything. Would we?
I just don't like poking's business. I mean, if you can find a way to poke it that only affects you, then go right ahead. Although I will miss that room.
Yeah, I don't think I'll miss my accommodations.
How far are we from the exit?
You have no idea.
It's a long while. And we're
You are in a massive underground city, and you all are moving at a quarter pace.
Can't we just pick him up?
Yeah, Sprite, go ahead and pick him up.
I can't pick him up.
Unless we have something to hold him, it's not a very good idea to pick him up with such a wound.
I mean, we should have brought the club. With the club and a bread roll, we might have been able to make like makeshift little cot. Something.
Micah looks at you all and goes, I might... For some more of that steamed fish, I can help us get out of here quicker.
I'm not the one you need to ask about the fish. And I look over to the griffin.
The griffin looks at Micah, says something. Micah says something back in this, like, screeching sound. And looks at you. He said you're the boss.
What? I just turned to the griffin. It's your food. What do you mean?
The griffin barks, like, and they go back and forth for a second. He looks, he goes, you're the one who holds the food, which means it's your job.
What the fuck? I guess I'm just a fish vendor now. And I throw Micah 2 pieces of fish.
You hand him 2 pieces of fish, and he eats it pretty quickly, like downs it, and then he goes, "All right."
Those still had bones.
He shrugs. He walks over and he gives the motion for Vinevere to like get on his back.
Vinevere, 7 foot tall, without his stiletto heels, looking down at this tiny person. I don't think that's how it works.
Do it before I kick you in the spine.
Okay.
I'll do it, Finavir. Hold your ground.
Shut the fuck up, Stygian.
Yeah, okay. Why don't you walk over here and tell me that? I step 10 feet away.
No one's
I will not
forcing
attack
you
a party
to. We
member.
could
I
just
will
keep
not
going
attack
as
a
we
party
please.
member. I will not attack a party member. I will not attack a party member.
Successfully, sure.
Yeah, no. Finavir will very awkwardly and very reluctantly attempt to let Micah give him a piggyback ride.
As that happens, you watch as Micah's form starts to grow larger and larger. His skin turns this dark red color. His face morphs from a normal humanoid face into this elongated dinosaur-like maw. All of a sudden, you see standing in front of you is this large Allosaurus.
What was in that fish?
Well, okay.
So, this is a thing?
Let's just go with it. I'm not really sure.
They might be a druid.
Yeah, a circle of the smoked fish.
The Allosaurus opens their mouth and goes, "Yes, actually."
That's a
No, I'm a druid, not a circle of fried. Sorry, it's fish. It smells so good. Oh, it smells so good.
Don't.
No, so,
Food.
I'm writing that down.
Would
I'm
you
writing
need
that down.
to eat more fish now?
The Allosaurus just like it just starts like trotting.
I am very confused.
What? I'm a druid. Okay. He's just walking.
I guess I'm following.
Circle of the smoked fish.
I'm only
pretty
going to
sure
be
this
able to
is-
actually talk to you, though, for an hour. Once that hour's up, I won't be able to actually communicate other than through Sprite.
Just yell really loud if there's danger. That's all that we need, I think.
Okay. You are definitely getting looks again. As you are now walking through the streets with this large beast. It takes you about 40 minutes to get to the edge of the city, and you can see the large city gates. And standing at the gate, you see a familiar, well-dressed guard with with two large scimitars on her side, the large plumed helm. You see the matron's daughter.
As soon as I see her and know that we're not in earshot, I'm just gonna be like, "Oh, look, Stygian, it's your girlfriend."
Finavir, why would you say she's my girlfriend? I say
s-
very loudly. And I
As
look
you,
back at the Slygrin.
yeah, she walks up towards your group and she looks at Fitavir and she goes, "You are, how do I, interesting. You," looks down towards Stygian, "are either suicidal or dumb. Or both."
I think it's low both.
Definitely
Drives
a
us
little
to
bit
many
both.
things.
I'm just here to make sure you leave, so.
You don't have to play coy. One last look. Could have just asked.
You see she, like, goes a little pale for a second, and all of you hear from behind you, "Oh, Stygie, that's so funny, but I don't think Alexander would like you talking to other people." And you see, sounding completely different and dressed in some of the most, like, combat ready armor and clothing. You can see almost none of her features other than just her eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Stygian recognizes, more so than anyone else, a hooded figure behind you all, who is just standing there and just the rest of you all can see giving a death glare towards Stygian.
Does this have the same voice as the female we saw earlier? What was her name?
No, there is nothing the same about her except for you can recognize that it is her through the odd coloration of the skin and the eyes.
Mysteria?
Hmm. But there is nothing the same about her, not how she is dressed, not even how uh, she speaks.
I have a feeling Alex isn't the only problem with that.
She just kind of like maneuvers around your group. "I'm not actually here for, sadly, you, Stidge. Master LaRue?"
That is me.
"Yeah, I'm aware. You're hard to miss.
I know.
We we've brought news that one of your mother's groups of scouts who've been keeping an eye on her interests here. Well, we found bits and pieces of them. We don't have a direct way to get in well, I don't have a direct way to get in contact with anyone right now. So I was hoping that you might be able to get that message to your mother for me.
Of course.
And
How do you know, what other information can you give me? I want to make sure that I can give a detailed report.
They were found in bits and pieces. We don't know. I don't know what did it.
Insight check.
Make an insight check.
Team.
Rolled a fucking 4. No, you think that she is being pretty forthright with you. Why am I? Oh, there we go. I was accidentally on private roll. We don't really have much to report other than that, and something for you. Specifically, I have a message for you, Master LaRue, from my teacher and boss. And she kind of like deftly hops up on the back of the Allosaurus and just very quickly leans in and goes, I know whose picture's in that necklace. She just kind of hops back down.
Finevir's hand's gonna shoot up to grab the necklace, the locket hanging around his neck, and just stare down at her but not say anything.
Congratulations, by the way. Becoming an heir is very, very prestigious. Quite a sign of your mother's love and affection, apparently.
Thank you. It is definitely an honor.
Also, you guys, can we stop meeting in such dreary places? We have to get together sometime for a real dinner. First, we meet you in a city full of death and murder, and now I'm meeting you here, a city full of death and murder.
Well, we had a nice dinner when we met up.
We did,
It only went
but
to death and murder afterwards.
yeah.
But,
Maybe we'll meet at some nice roadside pub sometime.
I mean, are you sure it's not you? Maybe the death and murder just follows you around, surprisingly enough.
I think it follows you around.
Yeah? Never.
Well, this has been lovely, but Mistress, and she like points at the drow, your mother is looking for her, and I can't wait to talk to her about everything I just saw here. So, adios. She just leaves. The guard is still standing there. She seems very confused.
Stygian, you keep quite interesting company, don't you?
Yes, you do.
Yeah. And the point being?
Nothing.
I'm just curious where you meet such intriguing figures.
I believe she's a work friend, is she not, Stygian?
Our friendship goes past work, Vanavir. But I suppose you wouldn't know too much of that, would you?
The same could be beckoned upon you.
I suppose so.
Are all of you alright? Do I need to call a therapist?
You say that, and the matron's daughter turns around and just steps through a doorway.
It was lovely seeing you again.
Thank you for the view.
I look forward to our next meeting.
The door's closed. She's gone.
Micah, do you mind if I rest my eyes for a moment?
Feel free. I can keep this up for another 5 hours, so not 5 hours, Jesus, 3 hours.
Good. And Finnebeer just gonna kind of like close his eyes and slump forward. But he will take that moment to contact his mother and let her know that there was a patrol and that he can confirm that there was armor recovered with their signia on it. And that Wait, I can get through to her, right?
Yes,
Okay.
you can now.
Okay, yeah, no, I'll let her know about that.
That's the response you get.
Just nothing. I don't get anything.
Did it not? Can you not see it in
No.
Foundry?
Oh, I'm looking at the wrong Foundry page. One second. That does not make any sense. Did I notice the scorch marks that Stygia noticed?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, there was evidence that it might not be our people, but I did not see it directly. There was evidence that it was... Wow, I'm pulling a blank. One sec. Oh, I don't have my notes open. That it was Vidimir's people.
She just responds with curious.
Indeed. Also, do you know of someone called Mysteria?
There's a moment, which isn't like your mother. And then you hear a response that there is no real translation for it in English or in common. Comes across very infernal.
Mhm.
And it's just a very long string of demeaning and rude words about a person's character and stature.
Directed at me? Or
No, at the name that you brought up.
Oh no.
A few things like lowborn get thrown around, a few a lot of targeting of the person's virtue and virtues. Long story short, your mother seems to have only powerful hatred towards.
Well, she was the one that delivered the message to me.
There's no response. But you swear for a second you could almost feel your mother's ire through the magic.
On a just to confirm, the letter last session said that my mother recommended me to the council to be put in the running, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And that the council came to agree, essentially.
On a lighter note, I would like to formally thank you for the opportunity to inherit the LaRue family one day. It means a lot to me.
But this is your only chance.
I understand.
Don't screw it up.
I won't. And I'll cut the connection.
So while this mental conversation was going on, what do you guys? I'm guessing you guys continue on your way. Out of the city, at least.
Mm-hmm.
You are pointed in the general. You were given a general idea of how to make your way back up into the underground tunnel system that the rail is located in, so that you at least can follow that to your destination. Or you can use the old smuggler routes that are deep underground here. That's up to you all.
I believe the railway would be the best way.
Lead the way then, Agamen.
I shall. And I'll lead the group.
You continue on. Is there... For the next several hours, you all travel. You do eventually come back up to the railway. There is nothing for you to ride, but you do at least know which direction you need to go.
How long have we been traveling at this point?
Long enough that, let's say 4 hours. You about 4 hours. You have seen Micah come out of his wild shape and have to re-enter it.
Would we all like to rest?
Maybe for a little bit.
Well, this tunnel might be one of the better defensible positions we'll find here. Could have a guard watching each side while the others take shifts, sleeping. If everyone here is fine with camping.
Yeah, I don't have any problem with camping.
Should be fine.
Is Finavir gonna be alright?
Benavir actually took a nap on Micah. Like, he actually passed out.
But that wasn't a long rest.
No, that was a short rest.
No, but if he continues to sleep and he will probably be done with the short rest by the time Stygian finishes trance, or finishes a long rest by the time Stygian finishes trance.
Oh, great. You two can watch out then. Have talks about how depressing your country is and stuff like that.
And keep your secrets and not tell anyone about them until they become important.
You seem very upset about this saga, man.
Just a little bit.
I'd like to make amends.
Oh? And
One
how
question.
would you want to do that?
One question.
One
If
question.
I know the answer, I will answer you honestly. If I don't, you can ask a different one.
Ask you one question.
Yeah.
Could I save it?
As
I
you
believe in-
you seem to have the problem with me now, so I'd like it to be resolved sooner than later.
I understand. Once I develop a question, I will ask you as soon as possible.
You have till we set off tomorrow. If none is asked by then, I will consider our debt cleared, and I'm in your good graces again.
I don't believe that's anything for you to decide in the first place.
You're probably right. But still, you need to decide on a question. Get some rest.
Very well. I'll abide by your terms.
I can take a first watch with Micah, if everyone wants to get some rest. Micah, if you don't mind me volunteering you.
Micah kind of shrugs. I don't really sleep, so it's fine.
Neither do I.
I can help with second watch.
I'll help Joe.
I mean, if Micah doesn't sleep and
I do have to rest. Like, I can't be focusing to watch the entire night. I
He's
do need to rest. I just don't sleep.
also our guest, right? It would be best to not just overload him with all of our work.
sorry.
You know, hospitality and the sort.
Of course.
Well, then I volunteer Finavir for last watch. Everyone in agreement?
Sure, I can also watch with Jonesy.
And I'll watch with Finavir.
That will look for me.
Finavir's still asleep.
Yep. That's why I volunteered you for the last one.
To be fair, he should be awake by then.
He will be. He will be awake by the time second watch starts. 'Cause you've been traveling for 5 hours. He's been asleep for nearly all of that.
Good night, all. Stretch out my little wings. Lay down.
If anyone needs a new water, let me know.
Well,
I
you
should-
guys best get to sleep. I have secrets to discuss with our company.
Oh, fucking Sprite's already asleep.
I also apologize if the room gets a little more cold. He gets under all the blankets.
Mike is sitting there as you all start to rest. Go ahead and make the perception check. Your perception check for watches.
18.
All of us?
No, we'll do them one at a time, or one group at a time for now.
Did he beat me?
Oh, I'm not rolling to everyone. That's so frustrating.
Bastard.
He did. Same bonus.
Okay, dude.
Micah looks at you though. So, you wanted to talk about secrets?
I was told you could help me figure out who I am.
Maybe.
Can you see it now?
I mean, I can see essences about you. I can see little tidbits.
Would
I
it
can
help?
tell that your looks are deceiving.
It's true, I am deceptively handsome. Would it help if I took off some items that help mask me?
I've never really been stopped by mundane things like that.
I see.
Oh, then I couldn't locate you. Like it's not necessarily a divination so much as I can just see a little more than the naked eye. How cats and how certain creatures can see more on a spectrum. I see more than that. I'm not revealing anything. I'm just seeing more.
You see?
What was that? Sorry.
What can you see?
You have a stench of the Shadowfell around you.
That's
It's not necessarily a bad thing or a good thing. It's just a strong aura.
sounds odd. Could just said like, oh, you have an aroma. But yeah.
Fair. I'm guessing that has something to do with your lineage.
That's what I'm guessing too.
You also have that dark necklace around, well, that dark relic on you, your focus.
Yeah. I do.
But I'm
don't
not. Yeah, I'm not really one to judge on their religion.
kind of came into it, so to speak. Not entirely sure how I was baptized, I suppose would be the term.
Hmm.
Given communion of the sort.
Well, I will warn you, your magic probably won't work in my village.
Why is that?
Because my village sits on top of one of her locks.
I see. Well, if you had any worry of me trying to go about freeing,
Oh, if I was worried about that, I'd kill you in your sleep.
it's in my sleep.
Sorry, in your trance.
Yeah, I got the gist.
Mm.
But unleashing powerful gods is kind of not my cup of tea. It's a little too much effort.
I like that. Hey, one arm wrestle.
Sure.
I wanted to challenge the Agament, the braringly bright one.
Yeah, it's all book smarts. And by book smarts, I mean
No, I mean his aura is like bright, like it's. I could use it probably right now to get a tan if I wanted to.
isn't that normal for paladins?
No,
See,
normal for paladins of his cloth, people of his cut, but I've met paladins with auras darker than even than even that woman that I got to meet for 3 seconds today, who seemed very pissed at you.
one at the gate.
No, the one that was completely covered. The
Yeah.
one who called you Stitch, something like that.
She can be the jealous type at times.
He confuses me. I saw so many things that confused me. But
Welcome to my world.
if you are going to if you do the arm wrestling with him, give me a athletics check.
Gotcha. After you arm wrestle, do you wanna spar a little before bed?
Sure.
It's been a while. Oof.
You sit down and you immediately realize that you have made a mistake, as when he doesn't have a very imposing figure when he's just like walking, and he's also very tidy, like height wise, and he's not like heavy set or anything. But the moment that he sits down and he gets his arm in a position, you realize that the shirt that he had been provided and the one that he's wearing is starting to strain, and you can see the definition in the arm form. This is a very fit young man, and he very swiftly kicks your ass in the arm wrestling.
Smells fish I gave you. Should I be eating it?
No, this is if you without sounding like one of those haughty pricks, I got all of this because everyone does manual labor in our village. Everyone helps tend to the crops, helps repair houses, helps cut down trees, helps fight. So we all just a lot of day-to-day work.
Maybe one day I can find you a challenger to grant you the defeat you want.
I
actually already know who I would ask, but they're usually busy.
really wish I could have with the tall one, the Nephilim. But looks like they're not coming with you all.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's its own story. So, Micah, where were you before you came here, besides the Federation?
I don't remember. I don't remember anything before I woke up with fighting happening all around me and my sister inside of a locked box.
I was told you went willingly. Into the box, that is. As hard as
Considering
that
we
is.
had the keys, I believe it. The runes on the box could even be dispelled from the inside. But when we got outside, there was this man. He wasn't like the rest of them that were fighting. He was older and very angry, and he used some kind of magic, and it caused me and my sister to go practically feral. He looks at you for a second, and he looks around, and he goes, I was gonna tell your friends, but me and my sister are lycanthropes.
Huh.
We
Is this unique to your family or your village?
so something about our village. There's no one in our village that's, well, there's one person, but no one in the village is really older than me. And that's why it was weird when you asked us how old I was, is I don't know. I've looked the same for at least the past the past 10 eclipses. You would know, and this would be common
Wondered.
knowledge. There's an eclipse that happens every 2 years. A full eclipse. All three of the eclipses, or all three of the moons, become fully eclipsed by the sun. And that happens annually, or not biannually, every 2 years. Whatever that. It's not annually. What would that be? Anyway, but it's every 2 years that happens.
Stopped aging at your village.
What was that? Sorry.
People in your village have just stopped aging.
I remember he is tired. He is very tired.
Yep.
I remember I there have never really been any adults there. We are it's hard to explain.
This isn't the first case I've heard of people ceasing to age. Kind of finding curious. But I'm sure you're tired, and I know that I am, so let's
Um
pick these fools up for their watch.
Yep. The next it comes around about time for second watch. Finevere, you come to about halfway through the second watch. That's when you will wake up. That's when you will have slept for about three, 8.5 hours.
Super fun.
Who else was doing second watch?
Jawazi and Sprite.
Yeah.
So you two make your perception checks as you are awoken. Nothing. There's not even so much as a bat during your watch, did you? 19.
At the during this watch though, unless suddenly we get attacked, the first half.
Oh. Continue on whatever you're gonna do.
Okay. Sprite would turn to Jawazi and say, Jawazi,
Yes?
my dearest friend, how do you feel about loyalty?
I am not sure. I don't think I have ever been. I have ever thought about it. I guess I would just be loyal to the people around me.
So you consider yourself a loyal person?
I guess.
Well, how far do you think that you would go for the sake of somebody you care about?
I am not sure.
Perfect person to have this conversation with. Never mind. Would you like to hear a tune?
Sure, if you wish to perform.
I will pull out my tiny pan flute. My teeny tiny pan flute.
Right. You begin to play.
Play music from my home.
Yes, he's quite nice.
Thank you.
Um, during your watch, close to about the time that Finavir wakes up, you see a light approaching you from the direction that you were traveling in.
Light. Like, what just...
Like a lantern light in the distance, but it's approaching rapidly, and you hear this sound of like almost like metallic hooves.
I don't feel like we're out of the way at all, do I?
I figured you get the cave itself, this line itself is about 30 feet wide, and the track and the carts are only about 10 feet. So I didn't figure you guys camped on the tracks. I figured you guys were off on the side, so you doubt, unless it is much larger, that anything coming through here would hit anyone, but you do see it approaching.
Oh, I was actually trying to use one of the rails as a pillow.
Okay, so you see Stygian has his head on a railroad tie.
He'll be fine.
Should we... Because isn't there a damaged part of the track?
Somewhere past you, yes.
We should stop them, yes?
That would probably be the right thing to do, yeah.
Uh,
Just need
Huh.
to drag his head off the track. Can you just do me a favor and just, like, push Stygian's head?
is
I'd
Stygian
rather
actually
not.
laying on the track? Or is this a joke? I think it's a joke.
I'm sitting down on the tracks in my trance.
Uh,
I trust my party.
Okay, well then Sprite will slap you. Can they be woken up for trances? That's a good question.
Typically, yes.
uh,
Ow.
Good morning! Get off the track, there's something coming.
What?
there is a iron horse coming.
Yeah, you just hear that.
I'm not sure how to
Flag
just
him
stop it?
down.
I just jumped to the wall.
You jump off the track. And you see it starts to slow down. You can see that there's someone on the front of it, and they seem to have noticed you, and it's starting to slow down. But make perception checks. Finavir, you would be awake or
Yeah.
waking up, so you would just be seeing this happen.
Okay.
Do I
So you
finish
can
along?
also make one. Not yet. This is only about 2 hours into year 4 of trance.
And if Vera raises up from the ground, eyes gleaming, I see all.
No.
Benavir and Stygian, actually, you notice that that what's coming has about 5 carts, like flatbed carts, attached to the back of it, and it is filled with people. And Svenivir, you can see that you're looking down through there, and the people appear to be, a lot of the people appear to be bandaged or injured.
I don't have a good feeling about this. Because, we were told that these tracks and stuff were built for fast travel in case of emergencies and stuff to get people out of there if something happened, right? Or get
Yes.
people there to fight if something happened. Okay. It is stopping though, right?
It did stop about 50 feet from you all, and
Um,
you see a pretty hefty individual in armor has stepped off. You can see emblazoned on the right shoulder is a constellation.
Okay. I'm going to, if I can see that it's if there's a constellation, I'm gonna wake up Agamemnon. I'm gonna shake him. I'm sorry it's early to wake you, but it might be best if you're awake.
What's happening?
There is a constellation, one of your superiors, coming towards us right now.
A knight?
Yes.
No, I'll start to get up.
Agamemnon, you
Yes.
recognize this individual. You see standing in front of you is Alamond Ultherd, the leader of your squadron. You see the familiar emblem of Ursa Major, the tall Goliath female.
What's the equivalent to a Slur's Knight salute?
It is a pretty simple one hand, the right arm across the chest, with three fingers out covering where the patch would be.
I'll do that.
There's a bit of like a look of surprise. You see she removes her large helm and she looks at you all. Well, Agamemnon, it's good to see you. We heard that there might have been trouble, but figured you were long gone by now. Shouldn't you be at actually they didn't really tell me where, but I knew from a friend that you had left Limor and were under using this track system. If you're heading to Glimmerberg, I bring some news.
What kind of news, ma'am?
These are all people that had just arrived in Glimmerberg through the pass through the no man's land coming from the Cord. One of the outposts on the Accord side was attacked by some kind of strange feral creature.
And then we have worse news. There is a collapse farther down. You won't be able
Does
to
it
travel
here
much
speak
farther.
giant?
No.
No.
Negative.
Nope, I'm not big enough.
Then she says something in a language you don't understand.
It's illegal for me to speak giant.
I'm almost big enough. I feel like I'm big enough too, but I just didn't bother, you know?
What's that strength score?
Vinegar's tall enough.
I'm not strong enough. That's where I'm lacking. I have a negative to my to my
You show up at like
strength
one.
mods.
Sorry.
I wonder who's stronger, Finavir or Jawazi. I bet it's Finavir.
I don't know.
Well, there's a stop halfway between. I can actually go back. We can turn around and go back to and take a boat, then up to Vomarun instead. But that's very inconvenient.
Yes, that's why we are still down here.
If you wish to, you can travel with us to the halfway point.
Are you sure that it is enough room?
Yes, there's room. Pulled you all to the map because so that I could show you. You all are essentially. Oop, let's not do it as. I'm just gonna use this. You guys are about. Yeah, you guys are about there. The halfway point is up here.
That would be lovely. I, for one, am ready to get out of this cave.
Well, we might finish. We might actually finish the night here and rest, because it'll take a few hours to get the contraption changed around to go back the opposite direction. But I think that wow, it's just been a real unlucky couple of days. Sorry, introductions. I am Almond. Constellation and Alamund.
Almond.
I've heard a little bit of you all, but you are Finavir, correct? And
Yes.
Stygian.
Wait,
And we
what?
have
Have you heard of us?
yes, since my subordinate here is your Solaris Knight liaison, essentially. I was informed of at least who he would be traveling with, though we didn't really know much more, or I haven't been told much more.
You said there was an attack, and you're taking refugees, I assume?
Yes.
Any of them injured?
A lot of them.
Any critically injured?
Anyone who was critically injured did not survive the trek through the no man's land to get to any of the outposts. Most of these people's wounds have been fairly well tended to overall. And she turns back, and you see a dwarf who has stepped down, also in armor, very similar to that you first saw Agamemnon, except you see there are 5 stars under the constellation image.
Well, since you're resting, if you guys need help with treatment, I can offer my services.
That
I
would
would
be
like
helpful.
at least a 2-hour nap before, though.
I will have Lori here go through and see if there's anyone that needs to be tended to, and in the morning we can tend to them. Everyone should be in stable condition.
Glad to hear it.
But well, she turns around and she starts barking orders, telling people to disembark, lay out their bedrolls, that they'll be resting here for the night and returning to the halfway point.
Did we hear? Wait, did we hear how they were injured?
Some kind of creature
feral
attacked an outpost.
If you don't mind me asking, what's? Do you have a description of this creature?
I'm not we have a description, but it doesn't make sense.
How?
Try me.
Yes. What do you mean it doesn't make sense?
According to them, it was a young girl who seemed to be half beast.
I'm going to look at Micah.
Strange.
What
We
basic
don't
question?
know.
Oh.
Remember,
We know
Oh, yeah,
young
Shiju,
girl.
you're the one who learned that he was a lycanthrope.
Yep.
We do know we're looking
Redacted.
for a girl, though.
Redacted. Do I know anything about people who are half beasts, though?
Make an nature arcana.
Much better at nature. Even then, it's not great.
Well, I mean, there are all forms of creature that have humanoid appearance but are more feral and more beast-like. There are fae that are like that. There are people like that. There are lycanthropy is definitely not a common, but it's not an unheard of thing, so that's a possibility. There's a lot of with that role, there's just a lot of things that could fall under that category.
Mm-hmm. How far away are we from the outpost that got attacked?
Several weeks.
I see.
The outpost that was attacked was right on the border of the no man's land on the Mistaran side.
Do I know what outposts they're talking about?
Yeah. Do I know?
Yeah. There is a
More specifically, who's in charge of it?
it just falls under the general rule of the Mage Assembly. There is no singular house that's in charge of it. It is
Collaborative effort.
yeah, it's
Okay.
essentially just soldiers are placed there, and if anyone wishes to travel through the no man's land, they have to go there and wait for a caravan, which is typically guarded by about 30 soldiers from the Accord, and then halfway through there is an outpost that is run by essentially both the Accord and the Federation, and that's where those guards would rest and return home, and the Accord would take over the rest of the trip. It was set up.
It's a checkpoint.
It's a checkpoint.
Mm-hmm. Aha.
It is the outpost of Ironfall. How do I Shin, how do I pull just specific people to a map?
Everyone, close your eyes.
Oh.
No joke, that would be my solution. I'm too lazy.
If you are on a scene, you can right-click a player name in the Players tab and then pull to scene.
All right. Chan and Finavir should have been pulled.
I'm looking at the
Wow,
It
stream.
is.
A lot prettier.
Oh, you should pull the stream over too.
Um, that's much harder to do because the pull down menu. There we go. It was putting it under this. It was hiding it for me. There we go. But it is essentially here.
Hmm. Okay.
Is there anything anyone would like to do for the rest of the night, or do you return to your rest and?
Did Micah just stay sleeping throughout all of this?
No, but he's also not making himself seen. Actually, you're not really sure where he is at the moment.
Cool, he's gone.
You do seem to have a second cat, though.
Oh, nice.
Oh, I see.
The druid form of hiding.
Anyone here have a passive perception that is higher than 15?
Negative.
Nope.
Mine is a 14.
Mine's 18.
I only have an 11.
Stygian, then. So Stygian is the only one who notices. There is a group of refugees who seem significantly less injured than the rest, and they seem to be eyeing your group.
I'm just gonna keep a close watch on them. And I'm also just gonna start feeding my pet cats.
Okay.
And I'm going to be petting Micah, and then at some point I will just slightly nudge the head towards their direction.
When you do that, you see Micah does that thing cats do where the like hair kind of stands up. And he lets out this like light little hiss.
It's okay. I'm also doing all this in a very obviously demeaning way.
Micah writes this down in his journal.
He pulls out a grudge book. You see, like, oh no, he's another door.
Sunflowers list.
The rest of your night, it's very uneventful. You all can finish your long rests. Um,
Longer slight smile. I am back to normal smile.
the next morning comes. There's a. You can see that Lori is like passing out these essentially rations to the refugees, and Almond is has gotten the mechanical horse transitioned to the opposite end of the uh, long rail system or cart system, and there is room on the very last cart for you all.
Sharing a cart with the people staring at us.
That's not the cart they were originally riding on, but when you all get on that one, that's the one they also get on.
Give them are there.
Give them what?
How many are there?
There are 4 of them.
Hey, Agaman.
Yes, Dijun?
I was wondering if you could get your associates to like move some of the injured back here, so we could actually perform like, checkups and tend to their wounds. We might need to clear the cart out though. I need space for them to be lying down.
So you want me to ask my superiors if you can perform your medicine on them?
I want you to ask them if we could take over this back cart and make it the basically medical cart. Move anyone who's not immediately injured off of it,
I could try.
I would greatly appreciate it, Agaman.
I would know where my superiors are, right?
They're sitting at the front of the cart right now.
Would
Or
I
at the
recognize?
frontmost cart.
Would I recognize, knowing Stygian and his absolute penchant for loving to heal people, that there is something suspicious about this request?
I mean, you all were up when he offered to help any wounded. He just said he needed a rest for it, so there's not really any.
I really don't want to make a medicine check at disadvantage and stitch some guy's hand to his chest. That would be really awkward.
You also have seen Stygian provide medical aid before. He just seems to be someone who believes in the medicine afterwards, not necessarily during the fight.
Alright. Could I approach my superiors?
Yeah.
Alright, I approach them and give them the Slur's Night salute. And ask if,
Just kind of gives you a nod.
may I ask, but to turn the farthest cart in the back into a medical cart?
Well, sure. We can move all of the wounded back there with you all and move anyone who's not up. Which shouldn't be a problem.
Alright, yeah, thank you. The only thing I would specify when doing this, it was Stygian's idea.
Okay. I mean, he did offer to provide medical assistance, so there are a few people that do need to be tended to. Some of their wounds had reopened during the travel.
Yes, I believe we could take probably the most critical ones.
Of course. She looks to Lori, and Lori just kind of nods and starts rearranging people. You see that they move all but one of the 4 people that had been following or keeping an eye on you, Stygian.
Do they appear to be injured?
He does. Much more visually so than he was early when you saw him last night.
Could I have some water? I need to wash my hands.
Yes. Pass you the decanter.
Thank. And I begin to wash my hands and sanitize my knives.
Okay. The first couple of people you see just have wounds that had been stitched, but the stitches through their traveling, they hadn't been taking the best care of them and they had come loose. So you can go ahead and just make a medicine check to
Yeah, I'm
that.
gonna clean them and then resuture and bandage.
Yeah. Simple enough. You get all of them.
Save my friend last.
Yeah. When he walks up, he sits down in front of you. He's in very plain traveling clothes, and he like pulls up the shirt on his side, and you can see that there is a large gash across it.
Yikes, that looks like a bad one, sir. Where'd you get that from?
Well, it was during the attack.
I see.
Yes, got a little too close to the girl, and she took a swipe at me.
Do you have any existing conditions I should be aware of?
I've been as fit as an ox for all of my life.
Any medications? Are you sexually active?
Now, do you want me to just fix your wound here, or would you like me to do a full examination?
If you could just fix this, I think I should be okay.
Are you sure you don't want the examination? Because you seem to have already given me one. And then I just put my hand on his wound.
As you put his hand on his wound, he kind of winces. Stygian, this wound is fresh. Like within the past 12 hours.
You said this was from the attack?
Yes. Yes, it was.
Okay, sir. I'm gonna need you to stop lying to me.
It kind of goes quiet for a second. Only the sound of the metallic footfalls of the horse pulling the carts. And he just kind of grins at you, and he pulls the shirt farther up, and you see just above the rib cage there is a tattoo of a Ouroboros.
I see. So are you gonna keep it a secret as to where you got this from?
I think you know how it happened, and I just wanted to say that I just wanted to warn you that you have very dangerous company with you. That's all. That's why we were so interested.
Yeah, I just really need to warn you that wounds like these, when left open, they can get infected. Hey, Sprite, could I see the brandy?
Yeah.
And then I just start pouring it over it.
He curses a little bit, but
Oh,
takes it
tough
like a
enough.
champ.
I know that you've had much worse, right?
Probably.
And then I just do some half-ass stitches on it.
Mm.
So it'll stay closed if he holds it.
You do some half-ass stitch work, and then you see a little bit of like a faint energy release, and you see the wound vanishes, and you're just stitching a perfectly fine and formerly unwounded side.
As soon as I see this, I am no longer half-assing the stitches, and then I just continue as if I was suturing normally.
He doesn't even seem to flinch.
Yep.
Just looks at you. Well, this is greatly appreciated, Doc.
Of course. Don't worry, I'm sure I'll be there next time you get a wound to fix it up.
I can only hope.
As do I. You have a very handsome face. I'll be sure to remember it.
He just kind of looks, at first he gives you this weird look, and then he just kind of like settles back into his seat.
Might want to join up with your friends.
I think
Dangerous
I might.
stuff.
Thank you very much. And he kind of stands up and carefully makes his way across the carts up to his friends.
Are you done with my
Oh, yes, here's your water.
thing? Glad that I can help.
By the way, we need to keep an eye on him and his friends, you guys. They were watching you last night.
They watching me
All of
or
us.
us?
Maybe you. I don't know. Do you have any secrets you're not telling me?
Uh,
I'm joking, Joe, was he? They were just watching all of us. Although I will say, if those of you who have a functioning moral compass have no issue with it, they probably have information we could use.
Did we all
Is
see the tattoo, or was it just Stygian?
Anyone who was on the back of the cart would have seen it. He wasn't exactly hiding it.
Okay.
I will look the other way, and I don't want to be directly involved. So do what you want, like not functioning.
I have no problem helping you in whatever you have planned.
How about we don't?
That's the one I was waiting on.
There's the functioning moral compass.
I'm not really sorry if that's the case.
Be me, you need to apologize to.
I'm not apologizing for anything.
Do you have your question yet, Agaman?
Yes, I do.
Good, because I was gonna give you 2 more minutes.
Alright, with such little time, are you looking out for your own interests or the effect this job will have on others?
This job's
What we're doing?
It's a good question. supposed to answer you honestly. I'm somewhat looking out for my own interests. The end or the effect of this job really is of no consequence to me because I'm not sure what it will be yet. That being said, I do not plan to put my interests above the lives of others. At least, as is. Does that satisfy you?
It somewhat does. And respectively, I'd like to roll an insight check.
Roll an insight check.
16.
Stygian?
I told him I'd answer him honestly.
Alright.
Or did I? No, I'm joshing though.
That would have a bit of a sour taste, but nothing too bad. Something to be mended. And if you are true, then hopefully in the future we could see eye to eye.
Well, if it's of any help, I'm probably one of the most honest striders you'll meet.
I mean,
Hmm.
I can believe that.
I feel one of the more honest ones is more like Joel Ozzy.
No, he's saying out of the people, the group
Out
that he's
of-
part of.
Yes.
Oh.
Joe Ozzy's a strider.
In the short time that I've known you,
Let's
Stygian, you
expect
seem,
me-
do seem to be
All of a sudden, you figured
quite
out his
honest for
his
your
secret.
occupation.
Wait, can you imagine if, like, Jawazi's the best strider because, like, none of you know and he's just giving information to someone else? Like, no one suspects Jawazi and all of a sudden he's like,
He just comes up and he says, I've been playing dumb this whole time.
No one suspects the himbo. The twink.
I got
twinkla-
every single one of your
yeah.
metaphors. I pretend like I didn't.
I was about to
you
say,
can't,
this boy
yeah, I
has
was
a
gonna say,
7
you
What's
can't
strength.
be
yeah.
both. Himbo is literally strong. It requires you to be.
What is
No,
the
but
twink
himbo
version of a
energy is-
himbo?
Knew you found that joke funny. I knew it.
I knew you understood me.
No, but in the short time that I've known you, Stygian, you do seem quite honest for your line of work.
Yes, and you seem quite the contrary. Respect.
Well, I can't exactly
But-
go around telling all of my secrets now.
No, but you sure can telegraph them. Agamen, that was quite the easy question, though. I was expecting you to ask me a much harder one.
Yes, but if I were to ask you a harder one, it wouldn't have the same results I wanted. I could ask you anything but your past, but that's not what I care about. We all come from different backgrounds, but what's important is moving forward and what we would do.
What are we but the sum of our past?
What are you, school counselor?
I don't believe I would be too qualified to be such a thing.
Okay. Are you ever not serious or worried about work?
I was also wondering this, Agamen.
What do you do when you're not working?
Finding out the next job. Visit my mother.
Okay, Mom, that's a nice thing. relationship with your mom.
What was the last thing you've done for yourself, Agaman?
Helped others.
What was the last thing you've done for yourself, Agaman?
Helped others.
What was the last thing you've done for yourself, Agaman?
Made myself feel good by helping others. Train.
Venus was giving you 1,000-yard stare.
I'm not sure what you're trying to squeeze out of me. I don't think you're going to be too successful.
I know we have differences. We come from very vastly different places, but everyone needs to take care of themselves. Just be sure that you do at some point in your life.
I'll help myself when I can't help others. I believe that's the closest you're going to get to what you're looking for.
Honestly, all I was looking for was, oh, sometimes me and the other Star Bros, we go and get drinks at the tavern. But I guess you guys are all work. Just kind of doesn't add up.
Maybe not all of us. Some are a lot more relaxed than others.
Have you ever tried knitting, perhaps?
Knitting?
Yeah.
He's
You seem like the type of guy who'd be into knitting.
What gives you that idea?
You could knit your mom a scarf.
You have very delicate hands, Agaman. I think that's what they're trying to imply.
I don't believe any of that is true, but that would be nice to do for my mother, but that takes a lot of time.
I see.
Oh, Ozzy's sitting there, currently working on a scarf.
Never mind. You know what? Have no hobbies. Then
Agaman, if you find yourself a hobby, I will reward you with something. And your hobby can't be helping people.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Saving people.
how many times have you helped an old lady cross the road?
From what I can remember, probably a few.
I've also helped a few old ladies cross.
You mean the road?
Cross what?
No,
Oh,
I
the
don't
barrier.
think he meant I don't think he meant to forget a word, Jawazi.
Then where is the road?
There is no
There's
road.
no road.
There's just this barrier between this life and the next.
What? Know what? I'm just gonna. Oh. Oh, I understand now.
I could provide clarification for a price.
No, I don't think I think I have enough to put it together.
Yes, I'm sure you and your assumptions have me all figured out.
Or what you are meaning about the lack of road.
Okay, the depressing conversation aside. Just argument when you do find a hobby, just make sure it doesn't involve alcohol. It'd break my old heart to see you fall into bad habits.
Like you.
You're like a son to me.
You
Is
You're like a
As
son
alcohol-
to me.
Or
Is
just put,
alcohol a hobby?
For some
For
people.
some people.
no, it's a bit more of a hobby to some people. It's a
But
lifestyle.
it's very funny that you would say that, Sprite.
I have no idea what you're talking about. Yeah, I'm an alcoholic, but
I couldn't
That's
tell.
your
That's
hobby?
right.
That's
Is
my
that your
hobby.
hobby, Sprite?
That's my hobby. And music, dancing, archery,
You did play very nicely last night.
eating,
Is eating a hobby?
It can
yeah,
be.
sure. Why not?
It's the same case with drinking to some people.
I thought I knew
Uh,
what a hobby was, but now I
Sneaking
am
into
not sure.
places.
Sometimes
Sneaking into places
Jawazi.
without being detected.
Sometime Jawazi, I will have to take you to try out different pastries. It is very relaxing.
Only we knew any good bakers.
What's your hobby, Shijin?
I like playing card games.
Oh, gambling! That's another one. That's another good hobby.
No, I don't enjoy gambling. I just enjoy playing the game.
Okay,
And
well,
gambling is a hobby.
I gamble enough with my career.
Fenrir, your hobbies?
Fashion.
Yes, fashion, food, but not in the same way that you would consider alcoholism. I do like to try out different foods. Theater, just watching, not participating. I do play music, but I wouldn't call it a favorite hobby of mine. I do love listening to music, though.
I as well.
Jawozi, you like knitting, listening to music, producing ice.
Do you have an obsession about knitting or something?
Well,
No, he said he was
Sprite, do
working
you
on a
want to learn
scarf.
how to knit? You do seem to be bringing it up quite a
Hmm.
bit.
No, didn't he say?
Wait.
He's already
Can you
making
not
a
knit?
scarf.
That way
Jawas is
you
I
can-
will-
literally weaving.
I'm literally
Or-
motioning at fucking Jawazi's hands. You guys.
Yeah. I was like,
Like that's what his downtime activity's been. Has been working on this silk scarf.
Can you not knit, Sprite?
I mean, if anyone wants to try
Yeah.
and learn to weave, I am
Was
not
he?
a,
Perfect
Yes.
idea. We should
I
all
am,
a friendship quilt, you guys.
I am not as good of a teacher as my mother, but
I'll
sure,
say
you
it
can
too.
just take a piece off of the old rags I'm wearing. Wait.
No, that's
If you take a piece big enough for a quilt, I might be naked.
I think we can probably find just
we can
materials.
I can definitely purchase some better materials than what you're wearing, Sprite.
thank you again, Benavir, for the silk you purchased.
It is no problem. I hope that you can show your mother one day.
I do as well. I don't know what I'm going to make out of it yet, but it should be interesting to use.
You're traveling?
I think it's a long trip.
So, what's a Starbucks?
No. It takes about 3 hours for you all to get to the halfway point. It's actually a large, like, underground outpost, and you can see that there is a on one side there is what appears to be a worked staircase that goes up.
Do you think we have to tell the constellation that we're just leaving?
The constellation you don't even actually see. Like you see Lori, the knight, is directing people, but the constellation immediately went inside. Almond immediately went inside.
I just want to double check on my patients as we're like pulling into this stop to make sure they rip open their shit during this trip again.
All of the ones who were actually injured seem fine, and you do not see the group of people anywhere. Creepy ones.
Guys, none of my patients died.
You make it seem like that's a first.
Well, usually, when I stabilize a patient, it's stabilizing them enough to talk. I'm sure you're aware of what I mean.
Hmm. Yes. Well, I think we should probably be heading out, no?
That sounds like a plan. I don't think I've ever been on this water. I might have. But Jawas, he's definitely been on the river before. So he'll just go about the normal thing.
So do you guys just head up?
Mm-hmm.
Make your way up. Micah's no longer in animal form of any kind, and he's just kind of milling about your group, occasionally squawking something to the griffin.
Would the griffin, if I ask, allow me to sit on their back?
Doesn't seem to mind as long as you put ample distance between you and the kitten.
Oh yeah, for sure. I will only touch the kitten if the kitten comes to me first.
It takes you about 10 minutes to get up the stairs, but once you do, you come out and you realize you are stepping out of essentially a crevasse between two large boulders in the middle of a field.
merely missing our cart. That-
Unfortunately, it ended up at the bottom of a giant hole.
Yes, it was a very nice cart.
We are getting on the boat, correct?
No, the boat is heading not in the direction that we are.
Yeah, where are we?
We
You are the icon.
Yeah.
and the boat is heading
And
back the
the
way we
boat-
came along the river, right?
The boat's going up
No.
to Vomaroon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
You guys were heading towards Glimmerberg.
with
But
Glimmerberg
like,
had.
couldn't we technically go? Like, aren't we heading there?
You have no idea where you're going. You just know into the no man's land.
Well, I
Hmm.
guess the person we should be asking where we're going is Micah. You would know the fastest way home. To your home, anyway.
No, wasn't the thing that we were doing not related to?
Um,
Or are we just dumping that?
You
Oh,
guys were
and then
going
if-
to his village
Mm-hmm.
taking him home.
at the base of the black, at the base of the Obsidian Mountain. You have a job to map the terrain to the Obsidian Mountain and a job to explore ruins near there.
Do we know what the ruins were called?
Nope.
I mean, if we do just go straight to Glimmerberg, though, then possibly we can find a cart there. Try to get a cart.
Hey, Mike,
Yeah.
do you know
Yeah.
the mountain range that your village is located at?
There's a couple.
Asking the party. Do we know what the run, or like, did they give us a description, or like what it was called?
You have the flyer.
Oh, what is the wording on the flyer? Out of character, I lost my page that I wrote it all on.
You are looking. The ruins that are to be trekked through are the ruins of an ancient weapon. An
Do you know-
ancient airship that crashed.
Do you know of any airships?
Oh, yeah. There's a crashed airship. It's about 40 miles from my village. Yeah, it's just kind of crashed into the side of a mountain.
Would you mind taking us there on the way to your village?
It's past my village, so we could stop at my village first and then.
Yeah, that sounds better. But
Yeah,
I wouldn't be posing too much to ask you to guide us there, would I?
I might be able to. It's up to the. Once we get to
Well,
my
would it
village,
be
it's up to
faster?
the leader.
Would it be faster for us to go in from the north, more north, or just like straight on from here?
Do
Well,
we
the
have do we
Mhm.
have enough supplies to do this on foot?
I think we left or lost some of our supplies when our cart crashed.
Well, we just need to get to Glimmerberg.
Glimmerberg is where it... Wasn't that where the attack happened?
No, that's
No.
where the refugees were picked up.
The attack is all the way on the other side of the no man's land. It's like it's in the Mysterian.
It's in the Accord. It's in the Mystarian Accord. The refugees were picked up in Glimmerberg because that's where the official route through the no man's... Oh, that's the wrong one. Through the no man's land is. The official route goes through here. And goes down and around that way.
I mean, I'm pretty confident that possibly I could, as long as it's enough forested areas and not just wide open plains, I could probably help us sustain ourselves if we're a little bit low on rations.
I can as well.
There's stuff to hunt there in the no man's land. It's not as bad as it actually looks on maps if you know where you're going. The fastest route would be probably to go through. Honestly, do you want the fastest route or the safest route?
I mean, I'd rather not die, personally.
Well, the safest route would be to go to Glimmerberg and then follow the known path for at least halfway there, and then cut off and head up towards my village.
That's... I'm guessing that the job we picked up to map the area doesn't means everything but the known path. Right?
They just don't know where the Obsidian Mountain is. They've heard about it in books and in historical records, but there's no map to it. There's no known area where it actually is. They just know it's in the no man's zone somewhere.
Will your village be in trouble if people know where the Obsidian Mountain is?
No, you can't enter my village without one of our people guiding you.
Okay, good to know. Just want to make sure that we're not just, taking you home, shooting you in the foot.
No. That's the
Well,
safest route. The fastest route would actually be to travel by boat all the way to Gamden to cross and take to travel in and meet with the Northern Atari tribe above the Roiling Hills, and they would be able to take us by boat most of the way.
Is the Atari tribe friendly?
If you know how to talk to them.
well, crew.
I can say that I very much know my way around Gamdam and the capital. But
Well, we can always head up there.
it
I mean,
is
how different is the level of danger between these two paths?
Well, one of them
risk of
is well
dying.
patrolled, which means wildlife of the area doesn't go near it very often. The other is through wild lands where the wildlife is not patrolled, it's just hunted occasionally. Oh, and the trip by boat is through an underground lava river.
Huh?
Yeah.
But boats are
The Atari tribe is a tribe of sloths.
boats are made of wood.
Theirs aren't.
And it doesn't just burn, die?
No.
It seems like it would be very hot.
It would be hot. Wouldn't kill you. Unless you jumped in.
We do have
Alright.
Jawazi. That'd be pretty cool.
Well, I'm for either route.
In your expert opinion, which one would you take?
I mean, either way, it's a difference of a week of travel.
Part of me almost wants to go the other way just to see what it's like to be in a boat on top of lava, you know? It sounds like something you don't get to experience.
Then
often.
we would potentially avoid whatever creature attacked the people we traveled with.
I thought that was past where we're going.
Yeah, we won't be. I highly doubt that we would run into whatever it was.
But if we
are-
do run into that, we need to show a lesson or two.
He actually pulls out a map, and for the first time for all of the non-Mystaran Accord people, it's the map of the Mystaran Accord.
Oh my god.
A tree in the middle of the desert.
Take off.
Yes, that is the Oasis of Soon. But my village is located here.
You know,
Oh,
my
sorry,
mother
not
always
quite.
did want to
It's
take me to the Accord.
here.
Well, we're not going all the way to the Accord, I don't think.
Not all it's cut out to be, Jawazi.
I think you.
Oh, I
Are
had
you
figured.
licensed, Jawazi?
For what?
Does not matter. We are not going to the Accord.
I can get him a license.
Mm,
I just probably will have to pay quite the price for it.
Well, which way do we want to go?
I believe we should take the path with guards and not the lava trail.
I kind of want to take the lava trail.
I kind of want to take the lava trail.
A village of slots, Ogaman. Does that not sound intriguing to you? Think of all of the people in that village you could help.
That
Um,
won't work on me.
And aren't we more likely to find people in need of help on a road less patrolled than one that is patrolled? It's always best to go where you're needed, isn't it?
Again, that is not necessary for what we are trying to do.
But it is faster to go that way.
Faster and more
Yeah, by a
dangerous. I
whole
don't
week.
trust. Yes, and I don't trust a lava boat.
Come on, Augment.
If I'm
You said it
outvoted
yourself,
by
what
the
do you-
group, then I won't deny going there. I just recommend not.
This isn't some sort of fake democracy where, like, we're just gonna ignore what someone wants, okay? If you're truly uncomfortable with the lava boat, I'm fine taking the long way. but I will complain to you the entire time.
Entire extra week of Stygian just constantly.
He won't complain for the first part of the trip, but as soon as it like gets that last week of the trip, that extra time that's added on, then
extra
he'll
time.
start complaining.
Do
It's like,
I
I
oh,
will
point
day
out-
one, we could have already been there.
And I would say every time we chose to take the shorter route to try and get somewhere, we've been stuck.
I will say, if this helps anyone's decisions. Oops. Why is it doing this? Why is it? Huh? Nothing. It was. Don't worry about it. It's fine. Right about here. X. There we go. Right around that area, is where the no man's land, though it's not technically owned by anyone, from that point forward, it's jurisdiction of the Mistaran Accord, which means you have to follow all Mistaran Accord laws from that point forward.
License for what?
We come from a nation where you must be licensed to be yourself, Jawazi.
Well, I do not have a license for that.
I'm just staring at Finavir the whole time. He's telling him he's gonna be fine.
Would we not?
No, you would have to get it. You would have to wait, and he would have to be approved at the outpost in the center of the no man's land, which means he would have to undergo his test at the outpost in the no man's land. Mhm.
Dude, let's just go the lava route. We don't need testing.
Sir, I already know the answer. I could ask my contacts. Oh, he's already talking, guys. So don't worry. I
He is
say it
not-
as you go into it, so.
Finavir is not saying anything.
Yeah.
Okay.
The color you're trying to connect to has been disconnected. And Finavir is no longer in the running.
But I can do so, but you must vouch for him.
Oh.
Which means that if anything happens, it comes back on you.
Does your face? Do you have facial reactions during these conversations?
Let me check something really quickly. One moment. I want this to be
Spray.
that.
Psst, Spray. Do you have any charcoal?
Do I have any charcoal?
Yeah, I don't
Maybe.
think. I wave my hand in front of his eyes. I don't think.
Benavir, Benavir typically doesn't show anything. Right now, there might be a bit of like unease about it, but
We just see the conversation be
Hand over some charcoal.
perfect. All right, you get the left side. I got the right side.
Angry, perhaps.
are you doing this on Benavir? He's completely conscious, you guys. You see this happening. You can stop them. You can be like, "Fuck you." This is essentially a sending spell. This isn't like
I know he's mad.
Let go of me. I grab my holy symbol.
Back, demon! Back!
But the trouble, like, with the law? Oh,
Is that the price of the license?
well. When I, the first couple of weeks after it awoke, there were multiple cases of frostbite in people around me. That is why I wear so much clothing, not to keep me warm, but to keep the cold from seeping out.
Inflation.
give me an hour.
Can we not just take the normal route? Can we not just take the lava route?
This is the normal route.
The lava route!
I know, right. I really
Um,
actually wanted to see that village too.
No, I really wanted to see it because I also wanted to.
Lava river.
If it would
It's
cause
better
too
to
much issue for
be in the
you, Guinevere,
wilderness. There's no one.
If I'm understanding your line of questioning correct, Jawazi, if you get any trouble, Finavir will be killed. I know you want to correct that, Finavir. Just leave it as is. For the best.
was he just blankly stares. I would not want that to happen.
Exactly right. So let's be on our best behavior.
I'd rather just avoid humans together. You all seem ready to kill each other.
You know
Well-
what? You're right. We should be on our best behavior. All
You
of
don't-
us. In the
you don't-
same group as Jawazi. And cause no trouble at all. This is a great idea.
You don't. You guys. All of you only serve yourselves.
Finavir, do you think Agaman realizes that the Good Samaritan thing doesn't really work at our homeland? I hope he does.
please. I just want to see the love of people. That sounds so fucking cool.
Guinevere, you've made this trek before across this area. You know how different it is than a normal trek, than a normal trip. But
I just realized I had myself muted on the stream for like a good long while. No.
Oh no.
So you guys
Oh,
all heard
no.
that, but the recording and the stream did not hear that entire side of my conversation when that was happening. Oh no.
Well, that's awkward.
Big awkward. R.I.P.
I am so sorry to hear that.
Feels bad. I
if there are
just saw
any questions
messages.
that the two Mistarans have for me about what this might be like, now would be the at least for the what the town would be like, what this road would be like, that kind of stuff. Now would be the time to ask.
How frequent are the patrols on the Mistaran side?
You're not allowed to leave the camp without an escort.
Nobody is?
You might be able to swing it, but there are regular patrols on the roads, and there are patrols that go outside of the roads on certain distances to make sure nobody's being funky, because there are a lot of ancient relics out there of the old war.
Actually, I have a question, but I'm gonna go ahead and cast Sending to ask it.
Okay.
Hey, boss. Just wanted to say thanks for earlier. I'm heading into the no man's land. Is there anything there that you need picked up?
I do not believe so, but are you going alone?
Unfortunately not.
Is it all of your group?
Yeah, but the LaRue boy already vouched for a license.
What about the Fae? And the Knight of the Solaris
Yeah,
Order?
did you forget the, like, you know...
I was hoping I'd be... You know what, I'm not gonna say what I was gonna say. I remember what you've been trying to teach me about being good to my comrades.
What I meant is, you know why you're not allowed to say who you are, what you are, in the Federation? What do you think they're gonna treat our counterparts in the Accord?
Would it be best to take roads less traveled, perhaps through a lava river?
God damn it.
There's a mental, like, what the fuck?
That's a mental...
There's a lot of excitement in Stygian's voice when he says a lava river, though.
I have always trained you to make your own decisions. I just warn you that it will be a hard road on the Mistaran side of the no man's land with a equivalent of a Federation Reichsrider, but one who does not hide who they are.
No, they seem very unprofessional, I'm not gonna lie.
Well, that's because they fight on the front lines. They are knights.
Yeah.
And sticks in the mud. But,
It's not the only place they got sticks.
I can vouch for your group to be allowed to leave without escort, but outside of that, you'll have to deal with the regular patrols wherever you're going, and yeah, good luck.
Also, I found a Strider outside of their own house's uniform. You might have already been told about it.
I had heard something, but weren't able to confirm. There's a lot going on over here.
The armor was of LaRue, the contingency was of Sigiswold.
Yes. Something weird's going on. Watch your back and your companions' backs.
I know, I will. They haven't died yet. So I guess that's
Watch
a
out
plus.
for the LaRue boy. I have a feeling that there's more to play with his recent raise in stature than it seems.
Well, heirs are known to be named before times of war, aren't they?
Maybe.
Hopefully not.
Be careful.
You as well. Alright, you guys. I asked my boss, he said we should definitely take the lava river. He said, fuck the normal route. If I were to quote him
Yeah.
exactly, the normal route, dead. Lava route, really cool, and you'll be alive.
You know, I really don't believe that, even for a moment.
I mean, personally, I'm just gonna say, unless you're going to go 110% into the whole me being your familiar act, who's gonna vouch for me?
No, I was just going to shove you in the bag.
Yeah. I point
For
to
the
Sprite.
entire time we're traveling?
Well, when we're
I'm
on
just
the
gonna
cold
say, amongst all of our issues,
What if they have like
The
a
license-
PSA thing?
remove all signs of him being a part of it.
What are you gonna scratch out his armor?
No, but we do have a stop in between here and No Man's Land where we can acquire something else for him.
Argument, how you feel about wearing new armor?
how do you feel about lying to everyone and hiding the fact that you're a Solaris Knight?
Not lying, but failing to mention you are.
Not good.
How
I'd
do you
actually
feel
quite
about
terrible.
How do you feel about torture and dying, though,
A
compared to
lot.
that?
I feel a lot about that.
Do you feel worse about that than about hiding who you are?
Are you insinuating that if I were to keep saying who I really am, that I would be tortured?
Well,
I'm not insinuating, I'm telling you that is likely to happen.
especially in No Man's Land. Not to
You're making a
say...
pretty big assumption here, saying that they would be willing to take me alive.
I mean,
So you admit that you've probably been killed for being a Solaris Knight, and you still want to do that as opposed to the lava river?
Yeah.
Oh, the lava river.
No, I am not.
and even if they don't take you alive, that won't be the end of it for you.
I am offering to replace your identifying parts of your armor.
There are very few times I've ever had to hide. Me being a Solaris Knight, I usually put my traveling clothes on. That way, it covered not only my face, well, my head, but my armor around. But if we needed to, fine, I guess I wouldn't be the most against it. If we put everyone else in jeopardy.
Which pieces of your armor have the identification?
The shoulder pad and the front thing, if I remember
Shoulder
correctly.
pauldrons and the front breastplate have it?
Mm-hmm.
Fuck. What if we bought you replacement pieces?
That sounds nasty. But I guess we would have to do it.
I don't think that we have to completely get rid of the armor. Stygian, do you not have a magic bag?
I wasn't gonna get rid of the armor.
I wasn't going to get rid of it.
Yeah.
That's where I draw the line.
I was just gonna replace the shoulder pauldrons and then maybe a portion of the front, and then keep those hidden.
Is the front medal or the front badge able to be taken off, or is it like melded into the front chest piece? Baron, you're muted.
There might be a conversation going on.
There might be a conversation
OC.
going on. Yeah. Alright, I'll pin that, but I guess I wouldn't be opposed to it.
Or we could take a
don't-
lava river. Or we could take a lava river and you can be exactly
will
who you want to be,
say-
Agaman.
Being able to go
More and
home
more,
to...
the lava river is sounding like the better choice. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie.
I'm only trying to sell the lava river. I don't want to go the safe way.
I mean,
If we go on this lava river and we get put in any sort of danger that leads to one or multiple of us dying, and I'm one of the people that am dying, you know what my last words are going to be?
I don't know. Ow, I'm on fire.
I fucking told you so.
That's fine. Feel
I can
free
live
to
with that
haunt me.
guilt.
Yeah,
lava
I can.
guilt.
I
Lava
can.
river, lava river, lava river.
I can live with that too.
I'm gonna fucking haunt you when I'm dead.
I look you dead in the eyes. Join the many, Agaman.
You know,
Never mind.
If you think one Solaris night is what'll weigh my conscience down, you're very mistaken.
Oh, I'm sad to hear that.
I will say I will not. I would. The lava river is attractive for me, mostly because we would be passing through my hometown.
And I'm sure the boat will be nice and cool if we sit next to Jawazi. Look. And you get to tell your mom this great story of you sailing on a lava river.
You can't bribe me.
Okay.
Lava river, lava river, lava river, lava river.
Finavir seemed indifferent about which way they went, but as soon as he asked his mom for a favor, and now we're saying that we're not going to do that, he's now very much like, let's just take the long way. I am not going to contact my mom and say I don't need something anymore after I already asked for it.
Well, that's why I was curious why you did it so quickly. You were like, yeah, no, I got this immediately. I was like, we haven't even decided
No,
yet.
I was so happy you did it quickly because I would have been the one who has to take the responsibility for Jawazi if you didn't.
I just don't trust the fact that, like, they're not gonna have some sort of, like, Fey sensing thing, and I'm gonna get trapped in a cage for the rest of my life. I've only been tried to be bought once by one of the people from your country.
But, Sprite, you're my prisoner. So you're already captured.
Oh, right. Where's my shiny handcuffs?
Prestidigitation. Or wait,
yeah,
I have.
you could technically make some that would last an hour. Also, don't forget that the permit that you're getting can also be used on the way back. Like, it's not a short thing. It's just for as long as you're willing
Yeah.
to, as long as you have accepted responsibility for him, it is good.
I have, and then we can hide Sprite, and Agaman can wear different armor.
No, Lava River!
Also, Truth, I believe you said my name.
He asked
Yes,
if we could remove the patch.
The badge on the front door, is it melded into the armor?
It's a part of the armor.
That's what I thought.
But yeah, no.
Damn, I thought it was a sticker.
Actually, it's magically part of the armor. When you get a promotion, they don't change out the badge. The badge alters with it.
Oh, that's so fucking cool.
Wait, hang on. If we wait for a level, I can try to dispel it for you, Agaman.
Oh, fuck you.
I don't even want to try it. If I try to dispel it, it'll probably kill me or something crazy.
That would probably be the least of your worries.
No, I don't think I'd have any worries if your badge killed me.
It's a simple enough thing to dispel. It's just a glamour.
In which case, it's sounding more and more like the lava river might be the best case.
Agaman. I like this. He's on board. He's on board.
Sprite seems overexcited to travel over lava, apparently, though.
Alec is really excited. Sprite just doesn't like people, and like this seems like the best way to avoid as many like humanoids as possible and all of their dumb politics. Alec is excited for Lava River.
Me and Stygian just want to go on a lava river.
You're the first person we'll blame if anything goes wrong.
Give up, Agaman. I have the high ground.
You underestimate my power.
Like, don't make me turn you into an absentee father that serves an emperor. I'll do it.
He's already done it once.
I hate you.
So, what you guys gonna do?
Alright, everyone, we'll have our vote now that we've convinced Agaman to our side. If all in favor of Lava River, say aye. Aye. Alright.
Oh, I. Wait, Lava River.
I
Sorry, I spaced out for a minute.
I guess.
I really wish that was that was the case where everyone just changed their mind last second on me.
Literally, that's what it seemed like.
That would have been about to lie.
Little do you know, we all have a secret chat without you on Discord where we just we all like plan this out.
Like the PvP fair.
It's the Stygian Hate Club.
Ah, yes. I hate Stygian too.
Okay, no self-hate.
Well, I suppose that answers that.
So we're going on a lava river or the other one?
Hmm?
Was it the lava river or the other
It
one?
seemed everyone voted for the lava river except for Venivir.
Yeah, I think we all ended up switching to the Lava River.
Looks like we won't need that permit after all.
Well, you know,
Hey!
Jawazi is safe to travel in the Accord, either way.
I mean, you guys are gonna be in lands owned by the Mistaran Accord for a majority of this.
We might need it in the future anyways.
Agaman, would you be opposed to me putting manacles on you?
Excuse you?
I don't mean for the whole trip.
May I ask why?
A Solaris Knight prisoner looks a lot better than a Solaris Knight non-prisoner.
Hmm.
Besides, it's cuffing season.
No.
I'm going to have to deny you.
Damn. This is my first rejection argument. I'll
I'm
take
surprised.
this from the grave.
I'm sorry, but I'm not too fond of being
You know,
a prisoner.
let me try something. Can I cast minor illusion to cover all of Agamemnon's symbols?
My illusion's a cantrip, right?
Yep.
Does not seem to work on the patch on his chest.
Dang.
You know that the patch is probably resilient to magic and the art itself being affected by magic just because it's put on armor.
Do I? Okay. Is there? I don't
What
know.
if I put a continual flame on all of the pieces? So it
That
just
would
looks
look
like
fucking
you're on
awesome.
fire. Would you be okay
What
with
about-
that?
Oh, I would say, what about fake handcuffs?
I don't own fake handcuffs. I only have these real ones that I found on the airship.
I was talking about in minor illusion.
I mean, can I create fake handcuffs with minor illusion? How?
Yeah, I mean, if he would have to sell the part and make sure that his hand stayed within them.
I mean, if
Minor
anybody
illusion
has
lasts
some
a
rope to
minute.
help him. Yes, but like
Hmm.
in a pinch, you know.
You could. Okay. Sprite's an outdoorsy type. You could make a knot that could easily be slipped and make rope handcuffs. So it would look like he was handcuffed, but it would be a very simple thing for him to release it.
That would be fine.
Wait, are we not going to Lava River then?
No, this is
No, we are, but it's still patrol.
Oh, just in case. Okay, yeah, I got what you're saying.
question. Just
Mhm.
okay. Okay. No, wait, never mind. I can't do that.
The only thing with that is for you not to use my name if you ever had to mention it.
Call him Steve.
Steve Rogers.
No, you can be 7-Up. I'll be Sprite. Would you like to? No, you're more of a root beer type, aren't you? I feel you.
Man, Fey names are sure strange. I've never heard of this 7-Up or root beer.
I'm pretty sure the queen
Rude
would say, well,
beer.
this Fanta.
The worst part is a lot of drink names could actually be Fey names. Hey, have you met that tree ant Rootbeard? Yeah. Have you seen Fanta? She looks so pretty.
Well, Baron, you know what you have to do.
Wait, Fanta?
I don't know. I know what I have to do, but I don't know if I have the strength to do it.
Swear to God, if you send me a message with some important new NPC in your backstory and they have a soft drink related name,
I mean,
I'm killing one
There
of the
goes
NPCs you
PepsiCo.
actually love.
Or
There's
you have
PepsiCo.
the
Sprite.
angry druid Red Bull.
Sprite, your father just contacted me. He said his name was a Mr. Pibb.
He has a doctorate in pepper.
See, the funny thing is, Dr. Pepper would work so well for a doctor thing.
wow, I didn't know that your father was a doctor.
We'll
I
digress
didn't
here.
know either.
The sound of Baron deleting character sheets.
No, no.
All right, let's pull it back in.
So we should get on the ship up to the capital then, correct?
Well, you can get on the next one.
Yes, we have probably spent a little bit too long.
While we were talking, the boat arrived, got everyone.
Invited everyone and left.
Oh boy.
You guys have been standing in front of this boulder. You can see there is a small outpost about a mile or so away, but you've been standing out in front of this boulder discussing this for about an hour or two. Also, you all watch as a tiny little chest appears in front of Finavir.
I'll grab it and I'll open it.
You open it and you see a letter and a scroll with a seal of the Mystaran Council on it.
Okay. I will. I assume one of them. I'll open them up, and whichever one is the. I'll open them up.
All right. So you know that the letter is the copy for Jawazi. The other is the essentially contract where he will need to sign his name, and he will be essentially signing a mage's contract with the Mystaran Accord.
I will find a surface and beckon.
Easy enough.
Yeah, beckon Jawazi over, and I will pull out my ink and quill, and I will hand it to Jawazi. And I'll be like, I just need you to sign here.
Okay.
Joe, Wazzy, wait a second.
Yes?
Let's go over the document first before you sign it.
Okay.
It's just good practice. You might want to write it in your journal.
Feel free.
As always, read contracts. Don't miss the survival rules.
It is just a standard mage contract.
I will read it. Is it a standard mage contract?
It is. You agree that you have become licensed, which means you must follow all Mystaran laws. In accordance with so, you cannot practice magic of any circle higher than first inside of any city limits without getting written permission by the town or city magistrate. You must actually, there's a clause that has been scratched out, and you see it's been replaced. Instead of the yearly renewal of your license, this license is good until Finavir LaRue signs or initials here, and there's an empty line. And when that happens, the contract will be voided, which means Finavir will no longer be bound by it. allows for free movement and use of magic otherwise to the specifics of the Mage Treaty Act, and it goes in pretty deep detail. It's pretty standard. Um,
There's no hidden like, oh, sign this and now you're a slave clause, though, right? Okay.
No, this is a very standard document, though you do know that when you get a mage's license, you have to carry the license card with you, and that is something that they use to track licensed mages with. And you do, when you sign the mage's contract, you do agree that unless you are given special permission from a member of the council, you must carry that card on you at all times. The card is enchanted. It cannot be destroyed or anything unless it is dispelled. And if the card is ever more than as long as the card is on the same plane of existence as you and not within a container or made of, as long as there's no more than a 1/4 inch thick piece of lead between you and it, at the beginning of the hour, it will return to you if it is misplaced or lost. The mage that agrees to the contract can also void the contract by initialing a place on the card, but doing so immediately notifies all mage council members of your immediate location and your of the fact that you have done it.
So you understand what you're signing, Jawazi?
Not really.
Do you need me to explain it?
That would be helpful, yes.
Don't cast high-level spells in cities. Don't lose your card. They can use your card to track you. If you void this contract, it's going to tell them where you're at, and they're likely to come find you if you're within their jurisdiction.
Question, Baron.
Yes.
So Finevere would have one of these cards, would he not?
Benavir would. He wouldn't technically have to keep it on him as he is a direct lineage of a council member, but he would have one. Probably be better for Finavir to keep one on him since he has been a bit of the black sheep.
Do I have one?
Yeah.
No. You do, but you don't. Yeah. It is sitting back at the headquarters for your branch, and it is in a very thick lead box.
But I assume if someone asks me for my card, I can show them something else.
Yes, no Reichstrider would ever be caught with their card on them, as that is something that could be tracked very easily.
It is alright, Jawazi. I always keep my card on me. It is not inconvenience. It's not an inconvenience. It seems a bit intimidating if it's not something that you are used to, but
don't lie to the boy. It is an inconvenience. I've never carried mine. It's worthless.
Well, I think we both can agree that with your line of work, it would be an inconvenience. Some of us don't work completely in the shadows.
Having one foot in the light doesn't make you better than me.
So should I sign it or?
Yeah, go ahead and sign it. It's alright. If you get into trouble, it's on Finevir's head.
It is, yes.
I will try not to get in trouble.
I mean, you don't have to try that hard.
It's okay.
But it's better to try that hard.
Just if you feel
It's-
the need to get into trouble, let me know.
Or don't do it. Like at all.
If it's like
That
a
is an
necessity,
option.
yes, don't do it at all would also be a great option, as I would not. It would not sit completely right with me if I signed the contract off to relieve my burden of you and then you got into trouble, but then it just would not end well for you.
Jawazi signs it.
Okay.
There's a little bit of arcane flair, and the signature appears on both the document that's to be sent back with the box and the document that Jawazi is to carry on his person.
I will hand Jawazi his paperwork that he's keeping, and then I'll put the paperwork that needs to be sent back into the box.
And after a moment, the box vanishes.
There. Now you are free to travel in the Accord. Without any worry from the law, as long as you don't do anything stupid.
Sprite?
Yeah.
If anyone asks, you're my familiar.
You know it.
Do not
And
say
if anyone asks,
you're my manservant.
Did you say do not say it or say it?
No, you are my familiar. No one
Yeah,
else is, okay?
Yes, it would be best.
Agamen, you are my manservant and squire, if anyone asks.
no.
Agamemnon is a hired hand.
Fighter. With no
Man.
magical abilities whatsoever.
Manservant fighter. Understood.
Minus the servant.
Man fighter butler.
Yeah. A hired hand.
But he has two.
Okay.
I got that one.
You guys! You guys!
I'm so very proud of you, Jawazi,
You-
for getting that one.
You guys heard that, right? Oh my god. It's only taken me 3 fucking weeks. Shit.
Well, no. I guess we should make sure to catch the next boat.
Do we know how often the boats come?
You have no idea.
Ah,
Uh.
wonderful.
Jawazi know where to go to find out?
Yeah, the outpost that's on the river, about a mile or two away.
He
Leave the
starts
dock.
walking.
Okay.
All right. You head to the outpost. As you do, there is a essentially there's just like a station to water that has water and feed in it for horses. Like a way station. There's one small building. You'd know that that's probably the office for the outpost, and that's where you would find out about ships and other passage. You do see there is not a large group transport, but there is a smaller boat that is currently in dock or in dry dock right now. So
Well,
Huh?
That
Just like how he's always ever done it. He's just gonna walk up and inquire when the next boat that could handle 6, technically 5, because Sprite doesn't take up a full 5 medium bodies, and
What? Sorry.
he's just gonna inquire when the next ship going up to the capital that could handle 5, technically 6 passengers, but familiar clause. Air
You
quote.
see a human standing behind the bar. Mm, Uh, well, sir, it'll be several days until the next like government-led ship or coalition ship comes through to pick up passengers, but old old Draven is in town. His ship's pulled up on the shore. You could probably pay him to take you up.
Thank you. Going to go that way. Is Draven a name I recognize?
Yeah. Um, you probably never would have traveled with him, but he's just an old sea salt. He took to traveling rivers, because he just got to the point that uh, he was a little too old to be out on the seas, so he does a lot of like fishing and contracted traveling up and down the rivers.
Uh, I'll lead the way to the ship. See if he is around. Not going to board without permission, because
Um,
Kawawazi knows better than that.
you see a tent, like a tent set up nearby, and there's like a canopy that's been put up with like some tarp like material, and you see older half elven man just kind of sitting there, currently cooking something in a pot over a fire.
Excuse me, are you Drayden?
uh yes, I'm Draven. What can I do for you?
Me and my friends are hoping to get a ride up to at least Vomaran, possibly even Campton. I was wondering if uh, you would be interested in heading up that way. Obviously, for whatever price you ask, that would be fair.
Well, I can't take you to Camden, but I can probably take you up to Vomaroon. I need to be back down here. I have a contract, so going all the way to Camden would probably eat up all of my time. But I can take you all the way up to Vomaroon. I can probably help you get a ride from someone from there up to Camden. Uh,
Is more
hey,
than
how
fair.
many of you are there?
Uh, 5. How like
Stygian whisper. Jawazi.
I feel so bad being like, there's only 5 of us. Sprite just being like, I'm so wounded.
5? Well, let's say 2 gold apiece, and I'll take you up there.
That sounds more than fair.
All right, how soon you wanting to leave?
Uh,
Disembark today. If
I mean, if you give me 30 minutes to finish cooking my lunch and eating it, then
Oh,
we
no,
can
more
head
than-
out.
We might want to purchase some supplies from the outpost really quick.
All right. What about
Anything-
say an hour?
Do you need anything from there since we're headed over?
I mean, there is a custom here in Northhold. Buy your captain a bottle of something strong, and he'll always remember you.
Is this a custom? That's
It actually is. It's a pair like people will often buy their guides in Northhold or um the captains of the ships that they travel a bottle of uh alcohol or a uh some kind of like fine something nice from the area they're going to, just as a thank you, because a lot of the people, it's not, they don't make a lot of money doing private stuff. Like most of the, if a captain of a ship wanted to make money, they would do stuff for the government, for the Federation. So a lot of them are old retired soldiers or Federation contractors who are doing this not because they want the money, but because they enjoy being on the water. So it's just a bit of a like kind custom.
yeah. We will be sure to get in appropriate things. I believe I can trust. Would it be your department, Finavir, for a nice drink? Oh, finding a good drink to.
No, I believe I could do something about that.
Time to go shopping.
All right. The outpost really only sells like dry rations and horse feed.
There's no like bars here at the outpost?
No, this isn't really a like it does have like general store vibes. You can pick up like some tent stuff if you need it. You can pick up some alcohol, but there's nothing like this place seems to really only be here as somewhere for someone to stop, water, and feed their horses or their pack animals. It's also a safe place to camp for the night.
I forgot something. I walked back up to Draven.
Mm-hmm.
Captain,
Aye.
I also have a griffin.
Well, as long as it doesn't tear up my sails and or bite me, get me a second bottle of alcohol, and I'll call that even for your companion.
What's your drink of choice? I just began to rub my hand where it was stabbed last time, getting ready.
Well, I don't think you'd be able to get it here, but my drink of choice is actually basilisk tears.
Fuck. Are
The poison.
you an addict?
You guys also know there's a shot named that. It's a dwarvish rock thinner and a
I actually pull out my vial of basilisk tears. Sure.
What?
These are basilisk tears.
Oh shit! Not the poisonous stuff. It's a shot. It's made mainly in Northhold, and it's made from dwarven rock thinner, a gray berry is juice is mixed in it, and it's sold by the bottle. But the gray color is similar to that of the hide of a basilisk, and the rock thinner is the poisonous part.
How much would a bottle of that go for?
Probably 10 gold.
All right.
I would also be happy with just like a bottle of some nice brandy or something.
Well, let me see if I can get you what you want. And I just bite down on some like cloth.
Mm-hmm.
I stick my hand in the bag trying to get basilisk tears.
It's my... Oh, that fell off the table.
Did you like
All right.
give enough gold for it?
You said 15, right?
Mhm.
If I can, so like I think the way the bag works is when you take something, you can swap it.
Mhm. You do not get stabbed yet, and you don't find any basilisk tears.
Try for rock thinner.
Well,
Your hand wraps around a bottle, and at the same time, there's a shooting pain.
Come on.
You take 10 points of piercing damage.
Oh fuck!
Oh my god.
And as you pull your hand back, there is a very thin stiletto dagger straight through it.
I drop off 15 gold. I don't know how much rock thinner costs.
Yeah, I mean, you drop off some gold.
Oh god. Oh god, it's through my hand. Here's your bottle.
I hope you grabbed with your non-dominant hand.
Oh my
You
god.
hand him the bottle, and he goes, "Hey, you even have a cork opener with you." And he grabs and rips the knife out. You take an additional 1 point of damage.
I love punish Stygian for trying to buy booze.
It's supposed to be like some sort of delivery service that I wanted to set up.
You didn't tell them.
Oh, I know.
You know, maybe if you told them, they wouldn't be stabbing you.
Okay. Let me just write a note really quick. And you know what? I just used my own blood. And I attach it to this photo. It says, "It's Stygian. Please stop stabbing me. I've paid for every drink." And I just stab it into the counter through the bag.
As you stick your hand back through the bag,
Oh,
hey,
God.
I rolled above a 50 again. You don't get stabbed.
Alright, you guys, I'm just gonna take a rest and try to stop bleeding.
Do you need any assistance?
Nope. I'm just gonna hold it really tight. And I'm gonna tie off my arm
Chop your hand off.
I'm gonna tie it off
Mhm.
to slow down the flow.
Okay. You tie it
Make
off,
it-
and oh shit! I forgot. Make a con save.
They poison these motherfuckers.
No,
Oh,
poison it. Okay. So it stops bleeding after about a minute,
Uh,
but there's also some like necrotic veins shooting out from the wound. Stygian, you hear in your mind after a couple minutes. Stygian, you should stick your hand back in however you've been doing it before you lose your hand.
okay.
And you do realize, like, your hand around the wound, it's starting to, like, turn necrotic.
Oh god, they're gonna stab me again. I put my hand in the bag.
You put your hand in the bag, and all of a sudden you feel a vial in your hand.
What up?
And a piece of paper as well.
What does the paper say?
Drink this quickly, and you owe us an extra 10 gold for the rock thinner.
You know, they were. I drink it.
You drink it. Make another con save. You
19.
don't throw up. This is horrid. It is viscous, and it's kind of like, you imagine this is what drinking mayonnaise would be like.
Mayonnaise
But you see
soda.
yeah, you think you see the necrosis is fading. You just drink a potion of greater restoration. So you're lucky.
Alright.
You only suffer 4 points of necrotic damage.
Points, gotcha.
And yeah.
Nice. I will drop off 10 more gold.
All right. Drop off 10 more gold. You don't get stabbed.
You guys, I think I've lost 2 liters of blood.
That is not good.
Kinda, I mean... Fuck it. Draven, can I get some of that rock thinner? I think it'll work extra good on me now.
He pours you a shot.
I just pour a little bit on my hand and drink the rest.
Oh, wait.
It burns like a motherfucker.
Yep. Guys, if someone sneezes on me, I might die.
Do you,
I think
I
you're being a
could help
little
you.
over
No.
dramatic, Stygian.
This is the price of delivery nowadays. I think you're being over dramatic. Stygian looks extremely pale from blood loss. And he has very labored breathing as he is just now sitting in the boat.
I've offered you. Do you want me to help you?
No, I think I can just rest it off.
Okay.
How long is it going
And
to
I
take
don't-
us to travel?
It will take you about 3 days to get to.
So I talk, and it's best to keep those resources for emergencies.
Like when you're stabbed with a poisoned stiletto.
I should get some.
I
of
hope our emergence
those.
doesn't arise while you're in that state.
Yeah, just give me an hour, I'll be fine. If I die, I leave all of my items to... I pull a card from the tarot deck. Baron, which card is it?
Are you trying to tap into that gift of yours, or just pulling
No,
a card at random?
it's just RNG, so one of the majors.
You pull. Just rolling a random die. You pull the Hierophant. Sure.
If I die, leave all of my stuff to Jawazi.
Ah,
Good night.
wait. Are you... That is,
Wait, I lied. Chan didn't know what this card was. I leave all my stuff to Augment.
Ooh. I'm pretty sure you're also the one that said you don't trust me.
I don't have to trust you to leave you my stuff when I die, Augment.
Thank you. But I'd prefer if you didn't.
yes.
Leave your
True.
stuff or die.
Die.
Oh, he does care.
All of a sudden, you hear Micah. He goes, I mean, can I have your stuff when you die?
You can have my smoked fish.
Deal.
He
That
did
doesn't
buy a
mean-
lot of smoked
You
fish.
kill me, though. You can still have it if I'm alive.
Oh, here would probably not be a good place to do it, but is there anything you need, Micah? When we get into either of the big towns?
Repeat that, Shin, sorry.
Is there anything that you're going to need, Micah, when we get into the towns?
No, I don't. I travel pretty light.
Would you like some jewelry? I think the place we're going to is known for silversmiths.
Soma room?
Yeah.
Definitely known for the artisans.
It is built into a mountain. It's quite nice.
I mean, I don't really understand how your money works here. I just know that the guy who helped me and my sisters, they gave me a big sack of money and told me to spend it when I needed to. I might try and use some of it though to get something for someone.
I mean, do you know how much you have, at least?
Nope.
Do you need me to count it for you?
I can tell you how many coins and what kind they are. I just don't know what it's worth.
Perfect. Just... Yep. Do that, and I'll just tell you how much.
It's 500 of these large. They're like silver, but not silver.
Can I just see one?
He pulls one out. It's a platinum piece.
A second.
Go ahead. Don't ever take those out in public.
Okay. And you see he puts it back in a pocket on his side. The pocket does not look big enough to hold 500 of anything.
That's like 5,000 gold pieces.
Is that a lot?
Oh. All right, Micah Poppins.
For this boat ride, Micah, you're only gonna need about 1/5 of one of those. If that puts it into relation for you.
So we would pay we used to trade with some people from the Accord, and they would no, sorry, not the Accord, from the Wisterian Isles, and they would trade us for some local gems from the mountain that we live near, and one of these gems would be like this, and he pulls out a apricot-sized ruby. This is what we trade with, and all of the tribes that are near us trade with.
I just
What do you?
like everyone.
How much would this be in your monies?
That's fucking rich. What the fuck? Finavir, I think this guy has more money than you. To the right person, Micah, that would be worth a incredible amount of money.
It's uncut. It's not the best gem in the world. You got Finavir especially would probably be able to guesstimate that it would be worth around 800 gold pieces. As is. Yeah, with this, I could trade this. I wouldn't trade this. This is a keepsake, but I could trade this to a nearby village and get enough money to get enough supplies to, like, build a small house.
That sounds about right.
Okay. Well, we're going north, right?
Yes, to Vomarun, then to Camden.
I've seen Camden once. I've never actually been there.
Oh,
Or
it
I've
is
seen
a-
Camden. I've been to Camden. I've never been to Vomaroon. So exciting.
I've never been to either.
They are nice.
You have been in the airship port in Vomaroon.
Yeah, that's where we got on the airship.
And that's where everybody boarded the airship. Vomaroon is where the new people are typically taken when they arrive from the Accord to be vetted and stuff. But you wouldn't have really been allowed to see any of the city. You would have just been immediately directed to a place of insecurity, and then from there you would have been allowed to go on your way. But since you chose to answer the mission call, you would have been the only thing in Vomaroon you really would have been able to see would have been the airship landing.
How was my stay? 'Cause I also stayed there.
Yours probably would have been fairly similar. You probably would have gotten to see a little more of Vomaroon because you've probably been here longer. But like it's you've all of you have seen Vomaroon and you have traveled inside of it, but you probably wouldn't have had a whole lot of chance to explore it very heavily.
Oh wait, no, never mind. I just looked at
besides
my
me?
notes. I got quarantined in Glimmerberg apparently. No.
Yeah, and then you would have been finished. Then you would have traveled straight to Vomaroon to
Oh, okay, okay.
get on the airship.
When we get to that, I could take you on a tour of it. I've been in Vomaroon multiple times. Unless things have changed a lot, I know Gamden like the back of my head. So, are we ready to set out?
Yep.
All right. You start out on your trek to Vomaroon. As you board this modest boat and you begin your trek northward. That is actually where we are going to call the session for tonight.
So,
A short- a
Lava
short-
River next week?
Possibly. Depends on what all you guys do between here and there.
Yeah, you fucking happy sprite.
Why are you saying that to Sprite? I'm fucking ecstatic.
Wait, what did you say to me?
Going to the lava river, you fucking saying.
When do we get to the
Alright.
ride? This is the ride!
I mean, yeah, I'm quite excited. Don't you want to experience something outside of your normal, you know, I'm a nightly knight. I like to do night things and not have fun.
No, not really.
Okay.
Alrighty then. Let's all say goodnight to the stream.
Night stream.
Good
Thank you so much for coming by, and thank you to Emerald Joker who followed during the stream. And can't wait to see you guys next Tuesday.
Good night.
Adios.
Bye.